up, guys? It's your boy, Barca boy 103. Just finished watching the match and Barcelona lose to Las Palmas 2-1 in very, very embarrassing fashion. We were just absolutely woeful yet again. The players are just underperforming and we are giving away this league title. Yet again, players below performing way below their levels, and things needs to change before things get really bad. But again, 2-1 loss, pathetic, embarrassing for the majority of these players, and we've just made winning this league even harder for ourselves. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen right now. It was Iñaki Peña in goal, a back four of Kounde, Cubarsí, Inigo Martinez, and Alejandro Balde, a midfield three of Pedri, Gavi, and Pablo Torre, front three of Raphinha, Lewandowski, and Fermin Lopez. It was actually Pablo Torre playing off the left-hand side and Fermin Lopez playing in the center, with of course Gavi and Pedri as that double pivot. This is a very risky lineup from Flick. In the end, didn't really pay off, but credit to him, he did correct it later on in the second half. So overall, the team performance rating on the night, I'm going to be giving it a very low, of course, 3 out of 10. Yet again, we were absolutely woeful in league fixtures. I mean, the last 2 games, so we have 1 point out of 9 in our last 3 league games. We've given away the lead at the top of the tables, unless if Real Madrid win all their games, they will win the league, of course, but they will drop points. I'm still very confident that Barcelona can still win this league and get back in it, because there's just so many games and other teams will definitely slip up. But the fact that we're slipping up in these games where we shouldn't be losing is where the problem comes in. Las Palmas at home should be 3 points. They're 2 points above the relegation zone. They're 17th place in the league. We lost this game because of ourselves. Did Las Palmas tactically outplay us? No, they played the dirty game, of course. Park the bus counterattack. They are very effective. But we threw this game away on our own with yet another dire performance. I don't know what is over this team, but the conclusion that I have come up with is that we're now in December and this team only plays well in big games. We've been talking about Barcelona over the past 5 years. We played great against the crappier teams, but in the big games, we always perform poorly. Now it's flipped around. We perform very well against big teams at home and away. Against the lower teams, we tend to struggle. Why? Because when you play a high line against a low block, you're going to always have the risk of being done on counterattack, especially against great front lines. The issue is that in La Liga, all the crap teams have good attackers or decent attackers to punish you. Look at Celta Vigo, Iago Aspas, whoever else they had during that game, I forget. Las Palmas, Fabio Silva, Sandro Ramirez. Even look at any of the other teams. So for example, Mallorca we have next week, who are, pretty mid-team, but their front line, Morici, and, other great players that have Osasuna, Budimir, Brian Zaragoza. All these teams have dangerous attackers because they know that their defense, you can just shithouse it and then progress and hit on the break. Barcelona in this game were woeful. No cohesion, no fluidity, no chemistry whatsoever yet again. And what is the story of this game? Barcelona piss poor final balls against Sociedad, against Celta Vigo, even against Brest, and this game. 4 games in a row where Barcelona fail to make any good passes in the final third. Always the wrong pass, misplaced touch, overhit, underhit. It is the same thing, and that's not down to Flick, that is down to these players. I'm at a point now where I'm saying this season these players don't perform, I just shuffle the whole team, because you can't just keep going again and again with these same core players that are not performing. I will discuss who these players are in the player rating section, but the team today just didn't look like a unit whatsoever. We looked good when we before we scored the goal. Once Raphinha scored the goal, brilliant goal by Raphinha, by the way. He now has more goal contributions this season than he did the entire of last season. He's turning up. It just looks like the team is just so unbalanced. And it looks like we missed more than one of our star players in this game. And then you have Lamine Yamal being chucked in at halftime so early on, fresh off the back of an injury. Ferran Torres playing 40 minutes, almost 45 minutes if you include at a time, coming off the back of an injury as well. Not only is the squad thin, it's also out of rhythm and out of sharpness. Frankie de Jong coming in for half an hour as well, who's out of rhythm. It just, the whole thing is a calamity fest. But I think majority of the result today and the performances lately have come down to the player. I think Flick has done a lot of good things, and when he has done wrong, he's corrected it very quickly, very proactively. But today for me is 100% on the players. Final ball has been shocking. Slip ups in the back line that give away counterattacks. It's just piss poor. Tonight for me, the team performance gets a 3 out of 10. let's now get into the players' individual player ratings. We're going to start, of course, with the goalkeeper, Iñaki Peña in goal, who gets a 2 out of 10 from me. Where are all those twats in my comment section? Oh, Barca boy, you're so harsh on Iñaki Peña. He's done well. He's played 3 good games in a year and a half as the number 1 choice goalkeeper. Get this fraud out of my club. Get this fraud. I'd get Szczesny in against Mallorca. I don't give a damn if Szczesny has not played a professional game in 5 months. Get Szczesny in against Mallorca. This man is a woeful goalkeeper. Yes, was alright against Celta Vigo. Yes, was alright in the Bernabeu in the Clásico. And yes, he was okay against Atletico Madrid last season. Look at him on the second goal. On the Fabio Silva goal, this man is just staring there, falls to his knee, doesn't even attempt to make a save. Look at him on the Sandro Ramirez goal. His positioning is absolutely woeful. Woeful! Where are you? Everyone in my comments over the past videos. Barca boy, so hard on Iñaki Peña. Oh, he's doing okay. I see him as a future. He is shit. Shit. The sooner we get rid of him, the better. I told you guys this last season in March. I reached that conclusion that he's not good enough to be the number 1 choice goalkeeper week in, week out. And we're seeing yet again. Both goals savable. Maybe the first one, okay, it was a great strike by Sandro. It did go bottom right-hand corner. I think if Iñaki Peña was positioned a bit better, he could have saved it. But that one, okay, I can let that one slide, maybe. Second goal has to save that. That went right beside his foot. Did not attempt to make a dive. Woeful. Get this man out of the club. The sooner the better. I'd get Szczesny in against Mallorca. I don't give a damn. 2 out of 10 for Iñaki. Woeful. Yet again, becoming very consistent. We might get a good 8 out of 10 maybe in about February, where his annual 1 good performance in 3 months comes in, but shocking. Anyways, now for the center back partnership in front of him. First on the right-hand side was Pau Cubarsí. I think I'm going to give Cubarsí a 5. I think he was quite mid. Defended pretty well for the game, but I think he was at fault for the second goal mainly. He did have that slip, and he misinterpreted the bounce for the Fabio Silva goal. Defended alright. I think his passes in the final third weren't really great, especially at the level I expect from him. And also, you know, got done for the for both goals. I feel like I think the first goal was Inigo, and the second one was him. Should have had a penalty, but what can you do? I don't think he was crap, but I do think that he did perform under average, alongside center back partner on the left hand side in Inigo as well. Got done for the first goal on the break. Didn't look that great when we were on the halfway line and we were trying to progress the ball forward. Was making a lot of, you know, safe decision making. I had a few good pings, but the pings were not successful. Again, just mid. I feel like it's mid from everyone, so that's why Inigo kind of falls into that as well. But I expect better from him. But although he has been playing, you know, every 2 days, but it's not an excuse. I'll give Inigo a 5. I think he was quite mid. Now for the fullbacks, first on the left-hand side, Balde, give him a 6. Didn't finish the game, of course. He is fine. No injury. Hopefully he'll be good to go against Mallorca on Tuesday. Looked alright in that opening 20 minutes. Had some good dribbles, good runs forward. We can't really judge it too much in 20 minutes, but I think he'll give an average 6 out of 10. Right back, Kounde. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an official announcement to make. I think Kounde now is officially on fraud watch. Celta Vigo, Brest, Las Palmas, stinker after stinker after stinker. Cannot control the ball. Cannot progress the ball forward. Decision making is absolutely disgusting. I don't know what's up with Jules, man. He's my favorite Barcelona player, but now that favoritism is falling out. I cannot believe the performance that he's dropping. He was at one point in my eyes the best, or one of the best right backs in the world, and now he can't even control a ball to save his life. Man needs to get off the, you know, Kendrick Lamar album and start fucking training on the pitch. He's been disgusting. He's being, you know, prime Gerard Martin performances. That's how poor he's been. Getting done on pace as well. Getting out muscled. You're in the gym fucking 5 times a day. How are you getting out muscled by scrawny Fabio Silva? Like, stuff like this that I'm praying for answers. I just can't get it whatsoever. I think Kounde yet again drops another generational stinker, and I think it's time that he gets dropped out of the team. Start Hector 4 against Mallorca. 4 out of 10 for me from Kounde. Now to the midfield. Firstly, Gavi in the pivot. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I thought this was probably one of, if not Gavi's worst performance I've seen in a Barcelona shirt. I do think the position did cut him out a little bit. I think a double pivot of Gavi and Pedri does not work because they're just too identical in their thoughts, in their mind progression, because look at the first goal in the midfield is absolutely nowhere to be existed. Why? Because Pedri and Gavi are so high up trying to find loose balls to create chances, because they both had a similar mindset. No one has the thought of, okay, let me defend and sit back first. Didn't really even do much in the first half. His touches were a bit all over the place as well. Had some good forward passes in that first half, but couldn't connect with anything whatsoever. I felt like he was very, very loose. His tackling wasn't that great either. Every single tackle was a foul. Didn't look that great. I think it's one of his worst performances in the Barca shirt, but I'm not rushing conclusions to him. I think he's still a world-class player. I just don't think that's his position in the end. Maybe in the double pivot he can work with alongside a Frankie or a Casado, but him and Pedri I just don't think works whatsoever. Now, speaking about his double pivot partner, Pedri gets for me a 7 out of 10. Thought he was absolutely fantastic. Shining light in a shite performance. I thought he was superb. I thought he progressed the ball very, very well. Great touches in the middle of the park. Was creating chances. It got the assist for the Raphinha goal. Was, again, the spark, trying to create stuff. He was creating a lot of openings for Barcelona out of basically nothing. Turns and controls from numerous Las Palmas players. I thought it was a copy and paste of his performance against Barca. Maybe a bit lower since the team didn't do well, but in terms of individual-wise, I thought he was absolutely sensational, and he would be getting a 7 out of 10. For me, and the final midfielder, of course, in the 10 was Fermin Lopez. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. Yet another generational stinker from him. I thought he was bad against Brest. He was worse in this game. Again, that chance in the first half. You're through 1v1. How are you not burying that? He's now missed 4 clear-cut chances in 2 games. I've also reached a conclusion with Fermin Lopez. I think that he only performs in big games. I think he struggles a lot against a mid and low block. I think he needs the game to be open to really show his talent. Look at the games last season that he did score the 10 goals in. They're all against teams that were coming at us. They were winning. They were dominating. You know, the likes of Napoli that was open. Mallorca, the game was open. Sevilla was 1-1. The game was open. When else did he score a goal? I don't know. I mean, like, I think I've reached a point now where he is not good against a mid and low block. A team that sets up from the beginning to park the bus and hit us on the break and close the channels, close the lines to not make any space for runners. He's absolutely dreadful. And a game like today would have been perfect for Dani Olmo because he thrives in those areas. I think Fermin Lopez's role should be off the bench in these kind of games. So once the defenders get tired and they get a bit more lethargic, the spaces will open up more. But from the start when they're fresh, it's just too difficult for Fermin Lopez. I don't think that's his style. But yet again, stinker. Absolute stinker from him. Now for the front line versus the left-hand side was Pau Torre. I think the worst decision of Flick today was hooking Pau Torre off at halftime. I thought he did very, very well. Again, I'm being a bit biased here because we've dropped an absolute stinker. I thought, of course, I think Pedri was better than Pau Torre, even though they got the same rating. Pau Torre looked really well, making some great runs, cutting inside. There were so many moments where he would cut inside and have space to shoot, and he doesn't shoot. That's one of my criticisms for him today. But again, he was making line through passes, great switches of play, controlling the ball very well. Very, very good player. I think he's like a nice little needy, tidy player that just needs more chances and gets more rhythm, and that way he'll really see the talent of him. I think he was much better in this game than Gavi, than Fermin, as you can tell by the player ratings. I think, you know what, if he started that second half and he was not hooked, and it was Fermin Lopez that was hooked, and maybe you put Gavi in the 10, or Pau Torre in the 10, and the other one, of course, in the pivot, could have been a much, much different game. Because at halftime, it was only 0-0. We were still in it, and he was, I think, the best player in that first half. Full stop. I think even if you include Pedri and everyone else, I think he was by far the best player in that first half. I think Pedri's second half performance alongside someone else is what grew them back in the game, but I don't know why Flick decided to hook him, but I think he played very well. 7 out of 10 from me. And now we're going to get into the front line. We have, of course, Pau Torre. On the right-hand side, it was Raphinha. I'm going to give Raphinha 7 out of 10. I think alongside him and Pedri, those were the 2 best players for Barcelona today, without a shadow of a doubt. Was fighting, was running. His first half, to be honest, he was kind of shit. His passing was, again, I think when I talked about the passing in the final third being woeful, Raphinha is the main cause of that. Not saying he's the main cause, but like he's the one that's passing is just shite in that final third. I don't know what's up with him, but his decision making is poor. He had that great pass for Kounde in the first half from that shot. Apart from that, all his first half passes in the final third were not successful. Underhit, overhit, to the side, not in the middle, whatever. Second half, he was fantastic. He was the flair, he was the spark, he was the movement in that final third for Barcelona. The goal was, of course, sublime as well. Free kick almost going in. He was trying to create chances, running his socks off, his balls off. He left it all on the pitch today, and I want to just commemorate that from Rafa. So I will give him a 7 out of 10. And last but not least, of course, your boy RL9, Robert Lewandowski. Yeah, give him a 4. I thought he was, again, like Gavi, one of his worst performances I've seen in a Barca shirt from Lua. His touch was a fucking trampoline today. Oh my god. So many times where he could have gotten a shot off. His touch just let him down today. We talked a lot about his hold-up play being strong, his touch being exquisite. Today, that was absolutely non-existent. I think if Lewandowski's touch was on point today, could have gotten a brace easily. Look at the chance from the Pau Victor cross in the final second. The chance in the first half from the Pablo Torre pass, or Pedri pass, I believe it was, where he had the ball in the box, was about to turn and shoot, but his pass was so poor, so he had to lay it off to Raphinha, who I think ended up passing it to Kounde for the shot. I'm not quite too sure, but the point being is that, of course, he didn't score today, and everything in the box was not added today for Lua. So, 4 out of 10 from me. Now for the substitutions, we have somehow, some way done 6 substitutions. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know what, but that happened. But Gerard Martin came in, Lamine Yamal, Frankie de Jong, Hector Fort, Ferran Torres, and Pau Victor. Gerard Martin, of course, played a lot of the game. He was quite mid, quite average. He did give the ball away for the second goal for Fabio Silva, if you want to really, cling onto him. I still think he's mid, didn't do absolutely nothing for us in the final third, which is basically there as an extra man. None of his crosses were successful. Got the ball and passed it back to Inigo every single time. Quite boring. Lamine Yamal looked alright. A lot of his passes and decision making again were shit, but he's just coming back from being a month off, so I can kind of understand that. Frankie came in, was okay, didn't really do much. Made some good runs forward, some sideway passes. Fort came in, looked alright. He has got to start against Mallorca. I don't care where, left back or right back, he has to start. A lot of people blaming him for the Fabio Silva goal, where I completely disagree. I think, first of all, Gerard Martin misplaces the pass completely. Kubarsi gets done by the bounce. I think Ford defended him enough as he could to not, of course, concede a foul to get carded or a penalty. I think more so, Gerard Martin, Kubarsi, and Aki Peña are more at fault for that goal than Hector Fort. Ferran Torres came in, looked beyond mid, but he's coming off the back of being out for a month and a half and playing 45 minutes. It's crazy. Pau Victor came in, ran for a bit, got that good cross into Lewandowski. Should have had a penalty, but it is what it is with Pau Victor. I think he should be getting some more moments. I'd love to see Pau Victor off the left instead of, a midfielder like Gavi or Pablo Torre or Fermin Lopez. I want to see a natural forward there, but now that we have Raphinha, now we have, Ferran and Lamine Yamal back, we should see them a bit longer. I'd like to have Flick put Ferran on the left, since the left side is kind of where the weak point is right now, but I think overall the subs came in, had some sort of an impact, except for probably Gerard Martin, but at least they came in and provided a different outlook and did change the game considerably. And last but not the least is, of course, the manager, Hansi Flick, who tonight for me will be getting a 5 out of 10. I don't blame him a lot for the drop points. I just think the players just performed at an absolute piss average. They performed way below their level. The lineup was okay. Didn't, of course, Pedri double pivot with Gavi did not work in the end, so we'll give him points down for that. Sticking with Fermin Lopez at halftime and taking off Pablo Torre at halftime, I think was absolutely shocking. I really respect that triple sub, the Frankie, Fort, and Ferran. That was very proactive from him right before the hour mark as well. That's a very, very good move by him. Credit where it's due for that. Pablo Torre, if you had another 6 substitutions, I don't know where the hell that came from. If you did that, why not bring him on earlier? You brought him on with 3 minutes to go. I don't know if you could. I think you had to maybe wait till the 90th minute, potentially, but at least bring him on right when the 9 minutes is up. Get him up there, get him ready to go. 93rd minute for what? There's no real point there. And I liked how you brought on Lamine Yamal at halftime as well. I think in-game measures from today was spot on from Flick. I think some of the pre-game stuff is what cost us, and also, of course, like I mentioned, the players performing way below their level. I don't blame Flick too much for today, but as a manager, he has to take some of the flank, I guess. So he gets a 5 out of 10 from me. So that was my match preview for Barcelona versus Las Palmas in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing I want to first see, of course, is your thoughts on the performance, your player ratings, and your manager rating as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.